What's going on? Going live just to possibly answer questions if anybody has some. I think we might do a mock draft tonight. Ian sounded like he wanted to do a mock draft. Couple quick statements. I like that I haven't seen a whole lot of issues with the disparity between Sleeper and MFL. I've thoughts on maybe why that is. Maybe there is some out there, but I feel like if you're playing on Sleeper, you're playing on MFL, just enjoy the format that you play in, study for that, prepare for that, enjoy that, because you don't have to worry about the other side of the coin until the playoffs. And even then, the first 3 or 4 weeks, if you get bounced, it wasn't because of the scoring disparity. It really probably wasn't. It was in the finals. I get it. In the that late, maybe I get it a little bit, but I feel like I've at least earned the trust that I made it fair, and I crunched numbers dating back years. The data shows it's close. The data shows it's absurdly close, under a 1/10 of a point difference over an 18-week season. It's per player per game. It's very minimal. So just enjoy the format you're in. It's for charity. It's for fun. Yeah, there's going to be disparity between the points per target and the extra 1.5 of reception on the other side. Enjoy. Yeah, just enjoy it. Let's see. Is there any questions in the chat already? Not really. That's an interesting lean towards order of value. I will say the very, very top end scorers are not really wide receivers in this, but as always in SFB, no matter what the scoring is, the strength of wide receivers is in their depth. And I also think wide receivers are going to be the most streamable on your bench. It just feels having a wide receiver on your bench, like say a stud wide receiver is injured, you can translate targets and receptions over to that wide receiver a lot easier than some of the other positions. And you're getting, 2.5 points per reception there. And on MFL, you're getting targets. So I feel like we're going to see wide receivers be the safety nets that kind of kickers were last year. End of the waiver wide receivers picking up for a week because you think they might have a role really feels like that's where their security is this year. Where do I stand on SFB Sox? Pro, I guess. I'm for them for whatever we put in. I do like that Sleeper allows Travis Hunter scoring. I like that MFL allows Travis Hunter scoring. Or just IDP scoring. Some people have asked if other wide receivers get them after an interception. I will say I have been told yes on MFL, and Sleeper very specifically has special teams player scoring and defensive scoring, which they are both set up to get those tackles and assists. So I believe so, but I will put a nice big disclaimer on the SFB site. Like, this is what it is. It's plugged in. I'm pretty sure it does this, but if it doesn't, that's just the way the cookie's going to crumble. Every year we're flying into these things a little bit new, and different sites score things a little differently. They get their stats from possibly different stat providers, which I do think they do. It's possible. It's possible. I have seen a bunch of scoring analysis sites out there. Player Profilers didn't have projections, but it was a pretty good article on Player Profiler. I retweeted that. Dave Kluge put out a really good one on Football Guys that had projections. Very nice article, and quick and to the point, and I really like that they put out. So check out that one from Dave Kluge at Football Guys as well. I'm gonna try to find Ted something. I can't remember his last name. I think it starts with a CH, but I can't remember who it was. Ted from Player Profiler had one. So if you can search up those things, you might be able to find something. No complete update here. We will see. I mean, I don't want to speak for them at all. I love MFL. I love Sleeper. I love playing on CBS. I know some people don't like that. I love every format, every site I play on. I really enjoy. I think it's just because I'm able to, once I figure out the navigation of it, they're league hosts. I get having a preference. I don't think I'll ever truly understand hate, but that's just me. I'm just not going to understand the hate. I play on Sleeper for my home league. My son and I are playing on Sleeper for SFB. My son's home league is on Sleeper. I also love MFL for certain things. So just that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I love both. I love Sleeper. I love MFL. Is Tadpole Bowl scoring the same as SFB? No. You can join your Tadpole Bowl league if you're already in it, and I know you are, April. ScottFishbowl.com, log in and go to the Tadpole Bowl page. The link to join your league on Fantrax is on there, and you can take a look at the scoring. I know Eric Froton has posted it on at least X. I'm not sure about others. But it's definitely different. It's the Power Four conferences that I know that. I believe it's longer. I probably wouldn't have recommended that, but Eric knows college football way better than me, and like way better than pretty much everyone. It's like him and Thor are the guys, and he knows college fantasy football like nobody. So I will trust that. I think that draft is 25 rounds, but like April, I believe you're doing Las Vegas Live, like SFB Live. I think that is only going 10 live. I'm not 100% sure, but we're definitely not going to have it more than 10. I don't think. Can't imagine. I am also excited for the defensive stats. It's going to be fun. Sleeper took over they absolutely did. I love that. I think that's the best part is the UI is just awesome. And I love that they do have some things we can tweak and make it fun and unique and exciting each year. You love cookies and crumbles. Rushing QBs. I mean, it's just kind of what it's going to be. I mean, the half point per carry on MFL, I could make it running back only, but you can't do that on Sleeper. If I possibly could on Sleeper, if they separated QB stats like some other sites, I would try a year where I nerf the rushing quarterback just to see how it goes. It's something, it was mentioned in the live earlier, but I talked to, Jason and Mike. Was it Jason and Mike or Jason? It was two of the three footballers, and I'm never going to remember which two now because it was several years ago. But we were talking heavily about nerfing the rushing quarterback and seeing what it would look like. I agree with this. It's for charity. Nobody should be upset. It's just not an issue until like the final 2 weeks, and then you'll see some anomalies and people will say stuff. But I was, if you saw me last week on the Wednesday Night Hangout, I was ready to take whatever smoke came from it. And honestly, I haven't seen much smoke, if any, on it. I like to hope it's the last 3 years of kickers and the scoring proving like conclusively it did not matter. Has earned the trust that it's going to be fair. I'm going to make sure it's as fair as it can possibly be. If you stick at 101, who do you want? I am sticking at 101. My son now wants to move up to 102, which us sniping each other for a whole draft is going to be interesting if that's what he wants to do. I know who I want at 101, and whether I'm picking, and yeah, either way, I'm picking 212. The guy I want at 101 is not making it to 212 no matter what. I don't know where in the first I can go and still get that guy. So it might just be me going 101 and reaching for a guy that should not be 101. I don't think you'll see a ranking or a projection site that puts him at 101. But I do have a guy that I would heavily like. I'm not about to mention who it is just yet. Ian knows. He'll probably spoil it tonight. He'll probably say it out loud when I don't want him to. But what are you going to do? Oh, okay. You're in for. I will not put up the graphic then. This is the question of the day that'll be answered tonight. It's funny because on my phone I have a template 1 and a template 2, and Ian was like, "Oh, I know what you're doing," and I'm like, "Look, there's template 1 and template 2. One of them doesn't have it." So even Ian is not. I think Ian has a good idea, but he's not sure. Remind you, I am at the 101. Garage trivia. Never mind. Well, you did Garage Triv. Yeah, Garage trivia tonight. Joey will think of something fun, I'm sure. I assume you're coming on, Joey? Let us know if you're coming on, Joey. What else? I actually debated the 22 rounds this year. I debated it last year, dropping to 20. Bulk up the waiver wire a little better. Makes the live versus low half and half, 10 and 10. I felt like it allows for more space on the ADP tool graphic, etc., for screenshotting and want to maybe put a QR code to donate to Fantasy Cares or something. Like I felt like there was some extra space we could, but I didn't do it. I thought long and hard about it. I just didn't do it. I know that that's not what you're asking, but it's something I've been considering for years, is dropping it down to 20 rounds. Let's see here. 2.5 per reception in sleeper, 2 points per reception in MFL. No, I'm close. It's 2.5 in sleeper, and then on MFL it's 1 per reception, 1 per target. Let's see here. It is not CMC. Maybe. He will definitely be the one that wants to do the mock. So if you're in a mock with him, I wonder if he'll pick 2. I really think he's moving up to 2 because there's a guy. Ian's a little like me. Maybe it's just, trained off of me, but in his kids leagues in SFB, I've really pushed him to it's fantasy, have fun, get your guys. And I think him knowing I don't want to come off the 101, I think he's wanting the 102 just so he can get the guy he wants and not have to worry about it because he loves getting his guys. And I enjoy that. John's doing 6 this year. I'm not doing I don't know if I'll do 6 next year. I considered Pittsburgh this year on the one weekend I'm not traveling. But I'm not traveling 2 weekends this entire summer. And sorry, not this entire summer, but from June 11th, whatever, not this weekend, but next weekend. Starting next weekend, I'm traveling all but 2 weekends, like 7 of 9 weekends, I believe I'm traveling, or 8 of 10, something like that. It's going to be a crazy 2+ months. I would love the SFB cruise. There's a guy who runs a cruise that reached out to me, a cruise line. So this might be more realistic than you think. Yeah, if people don't know, I'm going to this year, Vegas first weekend, Chicago second weekend, nothing third weekend. Considered Pittsburgh, but it's a little too expensive. Couldn't justify it. And I want a weekend home. Minnesota live, which I will be home for. And then the last weekend I'll be at New York and Philly. Next year is going to be interesting. I like to get a couple new ones in there. Last year I got to Denver and Boston. Next year, I don't know. Feels like that Orlando one is run really well and pretty awesome. So I might consider trying to get down there. Love the big roster. Yep. Auction-based waivers. It's fab. Yeah, it's I mean, this is a weird question to ask a guy like me who's commissioned a billion different types of leagues, because I've run many leagues where the waivers are auctioned. There's an auction board, and it's not blind bidding. It's not rolling waiver order. You put the player up for auction, and the league auctions, bids on that guy until he's won, which is a really fun way to do it. But also, you're not sneaking a player past, because once that player goes up on the auction board, he gets bid up to a legit price, and people who wouldn't have even thought to pick him up are all of a sudden, ooh, I should pick him up. It's an interesting way to do it. I've had fun doing that way, but that'll never be the way in SFB. It's just, you can't do it at the scale we do it. So, yeah, I'm fine with this too. I mean, like, yeah, they earn it. The running QBs earn it on the field with their rushing. I'm fine with all of it. I just like to try fun different ways in SFB. Hey, I was just mentioning that you maybe said that before earlier. I'm behind in the chat. I'm very behind. So, ooh, you've been saving for 2 years just in case of the cruise. Interesting. 5-year FC anniversary. So Fantasy Cares anniversary cruise. That'd be interesting. DC would be fun. That might be one I take my wife to. She wouldn't come to the live, but like maybe make it a trip. OKC. Anyone going to OKC in the chat? Cancun. I don't know about that one. I do want to get to Cincy. That is true. She came with me to Denver. The whole family came with me to Denver, and we stayed in Colorado for about 3-4 days after the event, and check things out in Colorado. I love Colorado. Just absolutely gorgeous place. Oh no, John would be a point I would want to go. That'd be awesome to hang out with John and see Cincy live. It's just such a huge event. That'd be awesome. I'm gonna doubt it, honestly. I will say that is the one that it gets mentioned enough that you'd think so, but also it's probably the least likely of ones to, truly happen. We've done the two in Florida thing, and we're not opposed to, happening again. But Tampa, yeah, I don't know. It's not as likely as you would think. There are many other cities that probably are ahead of it on the list, especially with another event within a couple hours. I mean, some of these events that people are driving 3, 4, 5 hours to. It's always weird to me with the East Coast where someone is upset that it's a 90-minute drive, and then you have Minnesota where the average person drives 2 to 4 hours to get to it. Calvin, in Cincinnati and Chicago, yes. Other cities, no. They can just come with. They don't need tickets. They may want to buy raffle tickets, but they do not have to unless it's Cincinnati or Chicago. Yeah, I'll be honest. I did notice that a little bit too. The middle rounds are also where the weird outliers are. In general, it's very balanced, but then it's also the spot where you'll see a few outliers of guys who have like really high or really low target reception percentages. So you'll get a Calvin Ridley who scores like 29 more points over the course of a season on MFL because he has so many targets that he doesn't catch. But yes, over the positions and whatnot, it's pretty balanced in the middle. That's a fair statement. Yeah, I don't see her ever playing fantasy football, to be honest. I don't think that's happening. That was good. That was a good time, man. It's good meeting you too, Galen. I remember I really loved your first corner. I remember you had Ian either help you pick, or put up the stickers for you at least a couple times, it felt like. It was a good time. I do really like Priest. Yeah. I didn't want to go too crazy. I actually pulled it back so much on Monday that I had to jump it back up just so it'd be something interesting to do. I like to have a little bit of a theme, and the theme is volume is king, I guess. And then I like to have something people talk about. Last year with the returners, what the NFL did with returners. This year, I think a lot of people guessed I was going to do something with Travis Hunter, just because it's a talking point. It's good and it's fun. It's not just a talking point. There's a way you can make it fun as well. That would be interesting. Wouldn't make more sense if it was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday as a crawl? I'm doing New York and Philly this year, and I'm staying in Russ's basement, and then I'm driving the 90 minutes from New York to Philly this year. They're all so close. That would be cool. That would be cool. I like that. I like that idea, Jeff. That's a pretty cool idea. The Phoenix one's going to be fun. That one is at a women's sports bar in Phoenix. I can't remember. Title 9 is the name, that's going to be really cool. You know, Hunter's going to go 101 somewhere. He's going to go 101 somewhere. You just know it. I don't think it probably doesn't make sense, but someone's going to do it. It's fun. I like the targets. Let's see here. I'm not sure what this is, but Smitty's going to Phoenix. That's probably what you're talking about there. Bahamas. That'd be great. No, I'm going to Scotland though. There's no live event in Scotland while I'm there though. But tonight on the show, we'll talk about the third round reversal, whether it's happening or not. It's a weird one because I think there's a coin flip chance I change my mind by tonight. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm gonna do. I think, but we'll see. Is the rocker, is that the Dwight Schrute, the Rainn Wilson one? I honestly don't remember. Bringing back, that's the plan. Sending it back or bringing it back. We are checking a bag for it. So no updates on this. I'll talk to Bob again. I know he wanted to get all the logos on there. I think I honestly, and I know it's not as universal, but I think if we do, it's the 7 Minnesota teams or whatever. Because that's what I want it to be. There's no other real reason beside that. The whiskey highballs. There's really no other reason except for I want it to be the Minnesota ones, so that I can order a bunch of them, bring them to Minnesota Live, and we can sell those there, and I can get another nice whiskey highball. I break them more often than you'd think I should. It makes no sense the amount of times I break those things, but my grandpa handed me down after he passed 4 whiskey highballs that he got at the Pentagon, and I only have one left. I've somehow broken 3 of them, so now I'm super scared to even use the last one very much. Jeremy, the Packer fan. Right now, that one team that you don't like is not on the glass. So maybe he can't fit them, and that's the one that stays off the glass. Any update on the hockey logos? I'm not sure if I should or can say if that's an update. I'm not sure if I am supposed to say anything regarding that. But I know hockey logos are being made. I don't know on the NCAA ones. They went overtime. They killed it. They crushed it on all these logos. I don't know how many logos they're going to keep making, to be honest. I really just don't at this point. They're already way over what we even planned on making. So it's a little crazy. Yeah, this is usually a factor for me in that I like to look at whether or not, and I mentioned this a week ago on the Wednesday night show, that I like to look at whether or not 3RR is needed to balance out the draft slots. And I can tell you in this case, this is why it's still a little up in the air. Is I can tell you the data suggests it's not that big of a deal this year. That either way should be fine. It does hint towards one way, but yeah. Yes, this is correct. Can glass is different from the ones you get at the live. There's pictures of them both available. I mean, the can glass is, I mean, I suppose I can do this. I was just here to ask questions, not to do this kind of stuff. But the can glass, fantasycares.org/campaigns, looks like that. That's, ends in 4 days. Wow. It looks like that. And the live glass is like a pint glass, and the logos are, it's not all the way up and all the way around. I think it's one on each side and lower, or maybe just on one side. I don't know. It's definitely different. And the logo on it is the live event logo, which is the Olympic rings, is the live event logo. There's an Olympic rings one. So, yeah, I feel like I've answered just about everything in the chat. How y'all doing? I don't know if you can hear my son my 7-year-old running around in the background, having fun. But yeah, it's good. It's going to be a good night. We'll talk about a lot of stuff. And of course, I mentioned his name and he comes running. Do you know how many peeps will get into SFB 15? I mean, the goal this year was around 5,000. I can tell you, I think Ryan mentioned on the show, Ryan's kind of in charge of, the waves this year. I can tell you, he said 1,000 something left. It was over 1,000, but I don't remember the exact number. So that tells me we have, just basic math. We've invited probably 3,500 to 4,000 people, somewhere in there, and we got over 1,000 to go. So we're still sending them. We'll keep sending them. I know, just based on previous years, we like to have them all sent out at minimum a week before the slow draft start, which is July 7th or 8th this year. I'm going to check the calendar real quick. July 7th is the slow draft start. So by end of the month, we want to be completely full, because we know we have to replace people. There will still be spots available because we generally have to replace people, or people disappear, or they don't log into their league. But we will, we'll try to have all the invites out within the next 26 days, 25 days, whatever it is. Let's see here. How many tight ends go in the first 2 rounds? I think I remember only 2 were in the first 2 rounds of, like, statistically in the first 2 rounds. There was Bowers and McBride, and I don't think the next tight end was until 3rd round in stats based on last year. But that's not to say it doesn't happen. I've already mentioned how tight ends score much more strongly. I'm going to check what the data point was on that. Yeah, tight ends score much more. Like, tight ends on Sleeper might be the one of the stronger disparities. So I can see in Sleeper leagues them going a little bit higher. I mean, a guy like Brock Bowers, if someone took him 101 in one of the leagues, it wouldn't even shock me, because people do that. And there's 300 plus leagues. You're going to see a lot of crazy stuff. I made sliders. I made little smash burger sliders for dinner. Little King's Hawaiian rolls for the, buttered them and grilled up the buns, and then sliders. Made garlic aioli sauce to go on them. It was good. It was very good. I only got 2. My family ate so many more than I did, but that's fine. That's fine. I have. I'll drink an extra dram of whiskey tonight to make up for the extra slider I didn't eat. He'll mock tonight. I'm sure he'll want to do a lot of mocks. He loves to do mocks. Underdog is 100% happening. I think very soon, like very, very soon. We are dotting T's and crossing I's where it's closer than you probably think it is. It's very, very close. But it's definitely happening. I'm not sure what I can say, but it's happening, and it's happening soon. Do replacements at live events need to be signed up before? They can sign up while they're there. And the live event organizer can get them in the draft, and we can handle that stuff after. But they do need to be signed up for SFB. Like that's an absolute must. So we'll make sure to tell the organizers, if you have someone there who's going to be a replacement, they have to sign up for SFB, and we need to get that ID, and they can sit there and draft, and we can fix everything later. It's fine. It's a hectic day, but Jim. I wonder if this is Jim and KC. Yeah, they don't have to sign up before, but the organizer needs to make sure they sign up right there on the spot. That'd be great. Yeah, it is. It is, and it isn't. I mean, yeah. Looking at some of the tight ends, like 17 points difference over the course of the season, 17 points difference over the course of the season, 14 points, 15 points. I mean, we're talking less than and those are on 18-week season stats. We're talking less than a point per week. But yes, any given week you can have a anomaly. So they are pretty different, and it is the highest disparity. But again, we're talking less than a point per week over the season. That the difference. It's pretty nominal. Nothing, Charlene. Good to see you in here. But nothing. We're just hanging. We're just talking. Brad coming in with the answer. Yeah, missed some delicious slider talk. That's for sure. We don't talk food at all on the Wednesday night show. Let's see here. High end, buy in. Wow, I must be way behind here. How are you going to set it up? Like, how can we get in? Oh, the mock. That is a good question. Wow, that is a good question. I think what I can do, instead of just posting the invite link on Twitter, and instead of like posting sleeper.com / blah 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 blah, a bunch of gobbledygook, I'll create a vanity link just live on air. I'll probably create a link like fantasycares.org/mock or something. It won't be that, but I'll create something that like you can easily type and just jump in, and that way people in the chat are the ones that can actually jump in. I think I'll do something like that. Okay. Nice, Jeremy. Yep. Yeah, probably gonna happen. Stub toes. Yeah, that'll come up. Definitely later. Yep. Wow, there's a lot of people in here. I think I'm caught up though. Tans and Super 3.5 PPR. Yes, this is correct. Targets are only on MFL. I don't know. I don't know yet. I have a few new ones. I believe I have tried a dram of each of them now, I think, but I do have a few new ones. Yeah, I'm sure we'll throw the board on the screen for people to watch, or I'll hand out a link that people can watch the draft. We'll check in from time to time. We'll probably talk about it while we're doing it. It should be a pretty fun show. Yeah, well, I think I've answered all the questions. Seems like now is a good time to possibly drop out unless there's anything else. I can't remember what I came on to say. I had a couple things I wanted to say, but I don't remember what they were. Probably said them at the beginning. So, okay, I will see some of you tonight. Hopefully, we'll have some fun then. But for now, I guess just enjoy checking out the scoring and figuring that out. So, see you, everyone.